Do you see
Is
that
it?
one?
Yeah.
So it says system display, sound notifications, power.
Yep.
Click on system. And then on the left-hand side menu, scroll all the way down to where it says about.
Hmm.
And it'll tell you everything about it.
I don't have a system tab.
What?
Display sound, notifications, focus, power sleep, battery storage, tablet, multitasking, project this PC, shared experiences, clipboard, remote desk. Oh, about.
My name is Taylor.
Are you kidding me?
Just
Guys,
another day in the life of a
guys,
support staff.
obviously, I am not
Thank you
a.
for calling Windows. How can I help you today?
Yeah, see, I'm the kid that calls and's like, "Hey, this thing's not clicking like
You're the
it's
reason
supposed
why I
to."
smash my hand through the wall when I'm talking to somebody.
I can't.
That all culminated together. That was like such a perfect scene out of a movie. Like I don't see it.
Dude, it's so funny because literally I get 5 or 6 calls like that on the daily. I don't have this. I don't know what you're talking about, what you're seeing. Just read down the list for me, please.
That's why I did that.
All right, it's another episode of the Way Out Here podcast presented by the Washed Up Network, and we have some crazy stories for you guys this week. We also have the Climb the Ladder podcast that is going to come on today with Hunter and Duncan Robertson as well. But first off, space hotels are a thing. 2025 is expected to be the first space hotel on the moon. Any takers? You boys planning to go to a traveling trip to the moon for a space hotel?
The way my bank account is set up, I can't afford that. So
I wonder how much rewards points you can get if you spend it on your credit card. Is there like 6
Not
times
enough.
the points for space hotels?
Dude, that's got to be so much money, first of all.
Honestly, so much money.
How long does it take to get to the moon? Like you'd have to take like a month's vacation.
Some billionaire was offering somebody $1 billion to like go to the moon. I saw that story today.
I guess it only takes 3 days. So it just takes 3 days.
I feel like rich people are just running an experiment on poor people at this point. There's like, I'll give you $1 billion if you go to the moon. It's like, well, obviously you'll give me money. I'm not going to make it back. So they're just running social experiments on everybody.
It's fine with me. Get me out of this place.
What they've been doing the whole time anyway, so it ain't nothing new. Did you never read The Most Dangerous Game?
No, I can't read.
Oh, dude, that book is like burned in my brain.
I don't remember any book I've ever read, if I'm being honest.
Most Dangerous Game is a messed up book. Yeah, it's just people hunting people.
I remember one title, and it was the Fahrenheit 451 book.
Oh, I read that.
I just remember the title.
Yeah. I don't think I read that one.
I did, because it was in Longinati's class.
Oh, yeah. Oh. Wondering why I don't have great memories of that book.
I thought it was a good book.
I know the book is great. Everything surrounding that is not great.
What do you mean? You didn't have fun in Pia's class?
No, Plongi was awesome. She is the best.
She was probably, honestly, like, I'd say like top 3 favorite teacher.
I think I liked her more than she liked me. I'll say that.
Yep. I would also concur. Yeah, the whole phone in the ceiling didn't go over too well.
I do feel bad for a lot of things that we did to her. I feel like she didn't get a fair shake when it came to teaching an English class in high school. That's for sure. Remember the one winter where her car got like crushed because it was under a carport and the snow was too heavy and her freaking carport fell? I just remember that. Don't know why. But I remember her literally missing school for like a week because she couldn't drive to freaking school.
I did not know that. That's terrible.
Yeah. So fun fact, if you don't want your car crushed by snow in Spokane. You guys heard of the Kings of Leon, do you guys know what NFTs are? They're they're very popular now. They're called non-fungible tokens. Have you guys heard anything about it?
Yeah, is it crypto or no?
It kind of. So it is like items and digital art.
Oh, yeah.
Digital stuff that you can buy with crypto.
Yep.
So Kings of Leon, their next album is going to be an NFT. So to download their album, you have not to download their album. It's going to be available on Spotify and Apple. But like, if you want to download the deluxe version of their album, it's going to be an NFT that you buy with Bitcoin, Ethereum, or whatever. And they're going to send you like, basically you pay them in Bitcoin, and then they send you like front row pass. You can enter contests to win like front row passes to their concerts and different things like this. And it's an NFT because it's a digital asset that you can own. So
yeah,
like,
dude.
you own the digital asset of Kings of Leon deluxe album. So instead of like think of it as like an album, not a physical album, but it's a personal album for you that it's one of one. Like that album is only for you. So like everybody who buys this gets a specific personalized album for themselves that they can then in turn sell because it's one of one. It's super rare. A lot of people are doing that. I saw Logan Paul was in on the whole like NFT system as well, selling some of his merch and stuff on NFTs, but it's going wild where people are selling digital artwork or digital projects and like only accepting, cryptocurrency.
Yeah. So this streamer that I watch, his name's Jericho.
Yeah.
He was actually going through I don't remember the website, but it was literally just people were bidding on these one of one pictures.
Yep.
They're exactly what you're talking about. So.
Yeah, Gary Vee is like super about this right now. So one of the most popular ones that people probably recognize is Top Shot. So you can buy a video of a highlight of a player. So you can buy like LeBron's chase down block of Iguodala in the 2018 finals, and you own that video clip. Like you're the copyright owner of that clip, but you're bidding on these clips, and that's an NFT because it's digital and it's not like a physical. You can't like own the physical version of the video. So people are literally bidding. One went for like $1.2 million the other day.
Yeah, I remember seeing that.
What about the guy that shot it like in real life? he wouldn't, or that company wouldn't be the people that would own it anymore. It would be the person that bought the clip.
No, so the NBA basically sold their like video rights to Top Shot, and Top Shot owns the licensing to these. And so Top Shot, the company, is now selling these as non-fungible tokens. You can only buy them in cryptocurrency, but they're going for like millions of dollars, because what people are doing is like, it's a one of one clip and they're buying it for $1 million and then flipping that tomorrow for like $2 million. And so people are like all about it right now.
And what's it called? You said what is it called?
Yeah, it's NBA Top Shot. Pretty crazy. But yeah, they have a website and everything that you can sign up for. Really, this is like the emergence of like blockchain technology. All of the digital currency is on like blockchain. And like, we're not going to explain blockchain on this podcast. I can barely even explain
blockchain.
It's same. So, but if you look it up, like this is taking over the world right now, which is pretty crazy. But yeah, Kings of Leon are the first musical artists to sell their album as an NFT, which we'll see how that goes. But all right. Also, did you guys see the glow in the dark sharks that they found this week?
No.
What?
There are now sharks off the coast of Australia that scientists found that glow in the dark.
That goes back to the thing like we've talked about before on the podcast, where we're talking about the ocean, how like, what was it, like 75% of the ocean is still undiscovered or something like that?
Yeah.
Yep. Yeah. That is exactly why we're freaked out. Like, we'll post a picture on our Facebook group of this glow in the dark shark, but it literally like illuminates at night when there's not enough light. Like, it's literally a straight up glow in the dark shark.
We should see it coming at night.
I will say, if I was to die by a shark attack, it better be a glow in the dark shark. That's sick as fuck.
I don't know. I feel like a glow in the dark shark would be kind of soft.
You think
that'd be a soft way to go out. I still want to die to a great white. Just rip me open, baby.
Well, it just eat you whole, just in half.
Get me out of here as fast as possible.
The feeling of getting bitten by a shark. Ouch.
Love it. Don't tempt me with a good time.
Dude, getting ate by any animal would be an experience.
But sharks
Not a good one.
specifically, like their
No.
mouths are so big and they take such a big chunk. Like you don't even know where to pinpoint what hurts because it all hurts. Like if they like get a piece of your like upper body, it's
Get a taste.
it's your whole upper body. Like it's like, oh, my
That's
shoulder
true.
hurts.
Yeah,
like,
it's not-
no,
it's-
my whole fucking body.
Yeah, it's not like a little
hurts.
nibble.
Yeah, it's not like getting bit by a dog. It's like, oh, my arm. It's like, no, my whole upper body just got eaten in half by a shark.
Yeah, I'd be
that's
screwed
That's a
because I'm.
terrible way to
yeah.
go.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know. That
I
would
feel like
suck.
the people that lose like limbs with like shark attacks and they lose like a hand, I feel like they got extremely lucky. Like
That's
that's
still pretty
that's like-
unfortunate.
Oh, 100%. But like that's the least of their concerns. They're still,
Honestly, just take me whole. Like, don't let me live this.
What?
If you're gonna take like a foot or like a big toe,
what?
I don't want to live through
You
that.
couldn't live without a foot.
How am I supposed to balance, bro?
You'd be all right. They make
That's
fake
your
limbs now.
That's your worst fear. Just
Dude.
your balance.
The artificial like limbs that they create now are insane. Like they're
Yeah,
almost as good as
true.
like real limbs. People are going to be cyborgs here in the next like 10 years.
Yeah, prosthetics have come a long way.
That's true.
People
Get,
are
get a 3D printed big toe or something.
Actually, you might be able to print your own prosthetics in 10 years.
going to get better legs than the ones you got.
Yeah,
I
you
got-
might
I
do
got
it.
pretty nice legs.
You might do it voluntarily. At what point do people literally are they're like 25? They're like, man, my leg just sucks. Like this sucks. Like how they go into the hospital or the doctor and they're like, I need a new one. Like I'm just too slow. I don't like my original legs. Like plastic surgery is a thing. Why can't like upgrading your athletic ability be a thing?
That's not
Might
how it
be.
works.
Why
it
not?
could be.
Yeah, it could.
It's
I
like
wish I could 3D print a new stomach, make me a little bit slimmer.
like I don't like my calves. New prosthetic leg.
You don't like your calves? I think you have
Not
pretty
me
nice calves.
specifically. That's just an example. Like, hey, I don't like my.
You know they make calf implants too, by the way. How weird
Yes.
is that?
Yeah, they do. They take it from your butt, right?
No, they literally have like an implant. Like they
It's
put it in
it's
the
like a
titty.
boob implant.
Yeah,
but
and
for
they
your
put it in
calf.
They do
Oh,
it-
like it's like totally.
Yeah.
Okay. Wow.
They have implants for like everything now.
That just implants. There's something about it that just doesn't seem like
Natural. Yeah, I know.
it just doesn't seem like it's gonna end well for everybody. Like
Well,
there,
yeah,
it's,
like,
it's
it's
so
just-
synthetic and so like.
You could
I don't
die
know.
if one like pops inside of you.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. It's like there feels like there's a level of uncertainty surrounding these that where everybody's just like, let's get fake everything, and it's like, I don't know.
Like, too bad you
Well-
can't have an implant for your personality.
Like,
Or
what if they recall your certain whatever you got?
Right
Take
after
it
you
out.
get it.
Yeah, like we're becoming like a like a car. It's like, oh, we recall the airbags. It's like, well, that is inside of me, so like you can't recall that. Like that doesn't
True.
sound great.
No, that doesn't. But
Yeah.
I don't see the appeal in getting it.
Yeah. Over the weekend, we talked about the Cecil Hotel, and I wanted to talk about it
Oh,
on
dude.
the pod. Matt, you watched the Cecil Hotel, right?
Yeah, it was so good.
I thought you were talking to this about this with us, but the Cecil Hotel is the hotel in LA that has been like world renowned for the like most deaths at a specific hotel forever. And this specific documentary was over this girl who had like the creepiest video of all time. She like vanished, and people found her like I think it was 5 days later in
Yeah,
the
she
water
Yeah.
tank on the roof. And people's water was like brown and stuff. And the only way
I
they
thought that was
figured
just
it out,
LA water. I thought that was normal for him.
that's probably what took them so long to figure out it was a dead body. But people literally didn't know what was going on. The water just like tastes bad, and they figured out it was because there was a dead body in the water. So
Did
yeah,
he die
but
from that?
I
Uh,
think I
die?
think no.
Or get? You probably would get sick.
die from what? The water?
Yeah, from like
No, you probably just get sick, like really
Okay.
sick. Because there wasn't people that were dying in the hotel from drinking the water.
Oh,
There was
okay,
a
okay.
couple. In
So
the
why do people
documentary.
still like stay there?
Well,
If people die.
now it's an experience. Like they spun it now as like a people go for like hunting ghosts and like
Oh, okay. So it's not like an actual hotel anymore.
No, dude, this hotel it's not even like a hotel in the sense of like you can stay anywhere you want, or like you book it and you're expecting to like, oh, we can pick a suite up on the floor. Like
yeah.
it's split into two hotels right now, but originally it's like it was made for housing for homeless people, and it was funded by the government for because the hotel is literally located right next to Skid Row.
Yep.
And
Skid Row.
yes,
There were
Yeah.
people just shit their pants or something.
yes, Skid Row is huge too. I didn't realize how
I've
big
never
it
heard
was.
of Skid Row.
Yeah, it's a
What is
lot.
Skid Row?
It's a long.
Look it up on.
God, I need to just call me
it's sketchy.
Patrick. I think I live under a rock.
Well,
Skid
it's
Row.
this,
Skid Row like is notorious for being one of the most dangerous places in
Is
like
it
the
like-
70s and 80s, right?
Oh my God, that just
It's-
looks ghetto.
it's a homeless community made up in LA that houses like over 1,000 homeless people, and it's not like housing, it's like people on tents up and down. It's like 16 blocks or something like that. It's huge, and
Dude,
this Cecil Hotel is right in the middle of it.
Yep.
Dude, on Wikipedia, it shows Skid Row has a population between 4,200 and 8,000.
Yeah,
Oh, I mean that's crazy.
That's crazy.
a lot of people.
Yeah,
But
so the Cecil Hotel is smack dab in the middle of this, and the stories that like old timers have of the Cecil Hotel are pretty wild. Like it was a free for all. People would just literally walk in, and they didn't have like security key cards to go up and down the elevator, so people would just sleep in the elevators and stuff. So if you were staying there, it was like a hostel. Honestly, it was.
Yeah.
It's still kind of run like a hostel.
Yeah, it's absolutely insane.
But the Cecil Hotel, the documentary is on that girl and the conspiracy theory of like what happened to this girl because there's no video footage of anything. One of the creepiest videos of all time. Her like
Dude.
last time she was on camera. Yeah, I want to post that in the Facebook group too. But like basically what it is her like stumbling in and out of the elevator and then like eventually just like disappearing from the elevator camera. But like it's a good 2 minutes of her just acting like she's on drugs or something. And then that's the last time anybody saw her.
Yep.
So she went there to just check it out.
Yeah, she
Yeah,
stayed
she's-
at the. So how that hotel is split is like the Cecil Hotel is like the top half of the hotel, and the bottom half is this other place called Stay at Home or Stay Close or something. It's a different name. It's ran by the same person, and she was staying in that in just the other part of the hotel, but it's in the same building. And the reasons that they think that she got killed or kidnapped in that hotel is because there's shared elevators in this hotel that run up the side of the entire building. And so all the sketchy people up top would ride that elevator with the people that were staying in the other hotel on the bottom.
Isn't that wild? Like
No, it's the craziest show you'll ever watch. Like when I first wanted to watch it, I thought it was like a haunting or something. And then the more you start seeing like the amount of people that were going in and out and like how many criminals were going in and out, like a lot of people that came out of prison were coming there and staying there. Like it was crazy because it was also like super cheap to stay there. I think it was
yeah,
like
they
$2 a night or
touted like a
something.
$6 a night fee or something like that.
Yeah.
So just the sketchiest people of all time would go in there. But yeah, apparently, honestly, the documentary was not very good. Like I think everybody pretty much shit on it. Apparently, there's another one. It's called Night Stalker on
Yes.
Netflix.
Yes.
That
one's
that
crazy
actually is
too.
tied into the Cecil Hotel because that Night Stalker was a serial killer that would go to the Cecil Hotel and kill people in the Cecil Hotel. And he finally got caught. How many murders did he get convicted of?
Oh man, I think it was like 47 or something like that.
Yeah,
It
dude.
was some unreal. And there was only like 47 confirmed. I think he did more. I think it was upwards of like 70 or something like that was unconfirmed.
So I looked at his Wikipedia page. It looks like 13 counts of murder, 5 counts of attempted murder, 11 counts of sexual assault, 14 counts of burglary. He has 19 death sentences.
Man, I thought he had
Victims 15 dead.
Dude, this guy, I mean, he looks so creepy.
Confirmed. Yeah, he just looks like a serial killer.
Richard
Oh.
Ramirez. He is so creepy. That's what he was convicted of, I know, but like 19 death sentences. Okay, so he killed 15 people allegedly, but there's apparently
Allegedly.
allegedly, obviously is convicted. He killed 15 people. I don't know. I'm standing up for this guy. I'm a big Richard Ramirez guy now.
Hashtag me too.
Oh, okay. So there was like people who survived.
Yeah.
Oh, wow. That's actually kind of crazy. Oh, that's crazy. So I mean, geez, this guy was on a rampage. This all happened within 1 year.
Have you seen that documentary yet?
No, I haven't watched Night Stalker, but this all
Dude.
happened in 1985.
Yeah.
So from March to August of 1985. Oh my God. I mean, what a streak he was on. Jesus.
A crazy show. It was crazy.
Yeah, I have to watch it. Honestly, I've been waiting until like the daytime to watch that because it was not a nighttime documentary.
It'll make you want to seal every door in your house forever.
Yeah.
Never want to go outside.
Yeah, I'd probably spend a couple hundo to 1,000 on some like security system right afterwards, and the way my bank account works, it's just not gonna work out right now. So, yeah, no, crazy. The Cecil Hotel, definitely a dumbed down version of the Night Stalker, but decent documentary. It wasn't like great, but super creepy. The one thing I didn't like about the Cecil Hotel documentary is they kept going on these wild rampages of like internet conspiracies that were super untrue, and they just let these like internet weirdos talk about how much they believed that this happened, and people would end up going to the hotel to like solve the mystery, and they were just like internet weirdos that were like super obsessed with this case.
Dude, that reminds me of that show, that Netflix documentary years ago. It was like something about cats. It was like don't fuck with
cats. Don't fuck with
cats, dude.
Oh,
that one was actually they legit caught the guy though.
Yeah, which was sweet, but there was like a lot of people like that were just
because it started on like a Facebook group.
Yeah.
What happened?
Yeah. Very similar. Like the people on that were very similar. The problem is like those people actually did some like productive things.
It helped. Yeah.
The Cecil Hotel one was just like wild rumors and accusations, and like on the littlest things, they would like zoom into the elevator camera and be like, see, there was another person there, the shadow. And it's like, dude, that is not evidence of like an actual crime, you know? Like, I don't know. They just went on way too long about that. It was a 4-part documentary that could have probably been one hour.
I watched 3 parts of it. I didn't watch the last part. I was like, well, I obviously don't find who did it, so
yeah, that's
that's
the other thing is like they don't have a conclusion to it. So I also didn't watch the last part of it because I was just like, I know how it ends. It doesn't.
Yeah.
Like there's no actual answers. So
yeah, exactly.
All right, switching gears a little bit. We got some sports to go over. Some funny sports things. So article came out today that Albert Pujols, who has been, dominating the MLB for the last like 20 years, and he's getting up there. He's actually 41 years old, according to his Baseball Reference and his bio. But a report came out today that he was actually drafted out of the Dominican Republic. And at the time he was drafted, he was like 19, allegedly. Apparently he was actually 22 years old. And this whole time, he's actually been 3 years older than everybody thinks he is. So right now, people are saying, and like an executive of the Miami Marlins came out and says, Pujols is actually 44 years old.
Whoa. Is there any like evidence, or was it just like a, hey, I'm 12, here's $20 kind of thing?
Yeah, that's basically what's in the article of like the shady stuff that the Dominican Republic was doing to get baseball players to America. They were forging their birth certificates to make them younger than they actually were, because they were saying they would be better prospects if they were younger than, so Pujols was actually 22 and he was like raking. And then, at 19, he looked like a god. So he got drafted by the St. Louis Cardinals. And apparently like he won an MVP his like second year in the league or something like that. And so if you take his stats and actually add 3 years to all of his stats, it actually makes like complete sense. Like he peaked at age 30 and then declined after that. But according to his numbers, he peaked when he was 33. So like It's funny
Oh,
funny
okay.
how all that works right now, but yeah, there's actually a spokesperson for Miami Marlins came forward and was talking about his draft process and how everybody in the league knew he was 22, but he was saying that he was 19. And even Pujols in an interview a couple of years ago slipped up and he was like, yeah, when I was 14, I hit a home run off of blank. And when he was 14, he was like saying he hit a home run off of someone that was actually 17 years old. And he said that they were in the same grade. So, and then he retraced like in that interview and he goes, actually, I think I might've been forgetting it was like this time. And so it seems like Pujols is in on this, but how crazy would it be if like nobody knew his actual age?
Like,
mean,
is it like that big of a deal?
It's
Yeah.
not, but like it's just weird. Like I feel lied to a little bit. I don't know why.
Does he get in trouble for anything for doing that from lying off the
Technically,
get-go?
technically no, but like if they really wanted to stick it to him, which they
They
don't,
could.
like
Yeah.
signing a contract at so he was 31 when he signed a 10-year deal with the Los Angeles Angels.
Oh,
So
okay. Yeah.
if the Angels knew he was actually 34 years old, they probably wouldn't have signed him to a 10-year
10-year
contract.
deal. Yeah, that's kind of understandable.
So like as an Angels fan, I can understand being like, wait, what the fuck? We got duped by this guy that's fucking 34 years old and we give him a 10-year deal. Like, and he got paid, like he's getting paid like 25 mil a year. Like it's a lot of money.
It was a pretty big contract.
Yeah. At the time, I think it was like the biggest, I mean, he was a legend already. He was coming off of like 2 MVPs. The Cardinals won the World Series in like 2011.
Yep.
I mean, he was coming off some like legendary years, but so age does play a factor. So I wonder the legalities of it, but it's not like you sign your like age on a contract, it's like sign your signature here and then put your age next to it. It's like nobody
I
does
am
that.
12.
Yeah, exactly.
For real.
Yeah. So kind of weird. Also, Aaron Boone, a lot is going on in baseball because it's spring training, but Aaron Boone had to take an immediate leave because he had to get a pacemaker for his heart. He has to have heart surgery and get a pacemaker. And Aaron Boone is only like, I think he's in his 50s, I believe.
He's 47.
47 with a pacemaker. That seems really young to have a pacemaker.
Got a weak ass heart. Yeah, no.
What's the
he
average?
might have like a heart condition, like
Yeah,
or a disease or something where he has to get one. I mean, it's not like,
which is hella sad because Aaron Boone's like, he has one of the most legendary baseball moments of all time.
oh my God, he does.
The Game 7, bottom of I think it was the 11th inning. He hit a walk-off home run for the Yankees over the Red Sox, and then they went on to win the World Series. I mean, like one of the coolest home runs of all time. His brother, Brett Boone, was in the commentator booth with the ESPN guys as he's hitting the home run. So they're all like
crazy.
freaking out. Like, yeah, I mean, it was crazy. So, okay. Surveys have shown that up to 80% of pacemakers are implanted in the elderly. An average age of a pacemaker recipient is now 75.
Yeah, he's really young for that.
Damn.
Yeah, but I mean, that doesn't like, I don't know. I feel like if a kid has a disease or something or whatever.
Yeah, no, I hope
need,
Aaron
like,
Boone's all right because
yeah.
damn, he's so young. We've just lost like way too many like legends lately, and we got a scare with Tiger. Now Aaron Boone's getting a pacemaker. Like, I'm kind of done with our heroes just like having health issues. Yeah, good thing. Do you guys see also Tiger? So every car has a black box like an airplane, which actually I didn't know until today. But the sheriffs in LA County, they subpoenaed Tiger's black box in his car, and they only subpoena when they are suspicious of like illegal activity or something like that. So Tiger could potentially be charged with at least a misdemeanor.
For what?
I don't know.
If he was driving under influence.
Yeah, but they didn't take a blood test, so they can't prove that. The one thing that they could it could be like reckless driving or something. If they in the black box, he was like going
What's the
way
black
too
box?
fast. It's like, so in an airplane, the black box is like how fast were they going, like what was their speed or what was their GPS tracking and stuff like that. Like it shows all of that. It basically is like a
Oh, I
map
see
of
what you
like what
mean.
you're doing. So like a black box in a car can show like where you were at, how fast you were going, mechanical
remove it?
issues. Um, yeah. Watch our next YouTube video on how to remove your black box from your car.
I have
But
no idea what the black box is. Sounds like witchcraft.
yeah, I'm of the mindset though, like what justice is going to come of like charging Tiger with a crime? He broke both of his legs. Like leave the guy alone.
Yeah.
And
I
not
thought
just
that
for Tiger, like a regular person. You're going to like walk into a physical therapy center and be like, "Here, Tiger, here's your ticket from last week. Sorry you broke your legs. Here's a $150 fine." Like it just doesn't feel like justice to me.
did,
No, it's
did
not.
he hit the car? I thought the car hit him. He got
It
He
was
two
didn't
just
bucks.
hit
a
anything.
it's
He
just a
just
one car
rolled.
accident.
Yeah.
What? Oh, I thought you got hit by a car.
No.
No,
Oh shit, that thing was messed up. What, he hit a pole?
I think so. Oh, well, he rolled down a hill.
Yeah, he
Yeah.
rolled like 200 feet.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. That's things are starting to click now. All right, that makes
Oh,
sense.
dude,
So that's why we're getting the black box. Got it.
being in a car that rolls for that long would be the scariest, however many seconds of your life.
Oh, dude, be dead.
Jesus,
I-
take the wheel.
I'd be like, all right, this is it. This is how we're going. Tumbling
Yeah, I was scared
downhill.
when I hit a brick wall. I can't imagine rolling 200 feet.
That honestly happened so fast that I didn't have time to be scared. I was just shocked. I was just like,
Yeah.
I can't believe that happened. That's
Wow.
crazy. Yeah, really. Like, what do we do now? Like, I didn't have time to be like freaked out or anything. Yeah, I don't know. Tiger, if he gets charged with anything, like I think there's going to be an actual uprising. But
Hopefully he can afford it. You know.
yeah, he might need a GoFundMe account to afford his medical bills too. So, all right, we got Duncan and Hunter Robertson next on the Way Out Here podcast. Do you guys have anything else before we head to the boys?
I don't think so.
All right, we got one whack thing and everything with Hunter and Duncan. They'll be up next.
Way Out Here.
You should be. This is just totally ad lib. So I appreciate you guys coming. All right, we got Hunter and Duncan Robertson from the Climb the Ladder podcast presented by the Wash Up Network. We're gonna get into it. This is kind of like a two-parter. Basically, the first part was on the Climb the Ladder. Now the second part is on Way Out Here. So this is awesome.
Yeah.
One thing we do have to follow up, Hunter. We have to follow up on like the door situation. Any other things going on in Tacoma, dude?
Okay, I have to say, well, number one, I am here, and so I feel like that's the most important part. But I think the most notable thing, other than me still being alive, is Hannah still has no idea. So I'm actually trying to see how long it'll take. Like, I tell her absolutely everything, and this won't change the course of our life or anything. But I want to see how long it takes her to find out, and nobody has told her. So that's pretty cool.
No, this is going to be just like a running joke for a long time.
Oh yeah, every time we're together, we always have to just like hint at things.
Yeah, we're just gonna drop like subtle hints.
Yeah.
She has to listen to, it's like minute 46 of the episode. I've literally sent it to people and I've said, yeah, it's like 46 and 30 seconds, but she has to listen to that to find out.
Yeah, so if you haven't heard what's going on, so Hunter told us a story on the Climb the Ladder podcast a couple of weeks ago about going for a run and coming back and having the door of his house just completely wide open. And he usually runs with a key, so he locks the door behind him. So obviously this is like a weird thing to happen. Went through the whole house, nothing there. But Hunter's fiance, Fitz, who is a part of the Throw Pedals and Finger Guns podcast, she actually just has no idea that this like crazy, like I wouldn't even call it intruder. We just have no idea what happened. Just like this mystery of the door.
Went on
She has
a
no
run,
idea this happened.
came back, door was just wide open, searched the whole house and there was nobody there. So either, hey, somebody's been doing a pretty good hiding job for the last 3 weeks, or there was actually nobody.
Yeah, it could be like a Walmart situation. Do you guys remember when they had like that family of 4 live in their ceiling for like 2.5 years before they figured out?
Yeah.
They had like a ton of theft, and they're like, we can't figure it out. Like, we have so much security, nothing's beeping, we don't know what's going on. There was a family of 4 that was living in Walmart's like ceiling and stealing food and all the supplies that they needed to live. So, hey, Hunter, you might want to check the attic, dude. You might have somebody living up there.
I didn't think of that. So
Just do a couple desk pops and see if anything moves.
Hunter's like, yeah, one moment, please. I'll be right back.
yeah, I'll be right back.
Yeah, exactly. The desk pops, and then the making sure the attic is clear. Also, all right, we got to get into some stuff here because I wanted to talk to you guys specifically about your podcast a little bit later. But and then you guys are joining in One Whack Thing with us, which is going to be fun. So we make all the guests join in on One Whack Thing because we love hearing other people's stories and hearing what you guys come up with. But just doing a little background, people who don't know Hunter or Duncan or haven't listened to their podcast already, you guys are twins. Obviously, we'll throw out the video on YouTube, but listening to this podcast, you would never know. But you guys are twins. You guys are Washington boys as well, along with us. So I feel like it's kind of funny because everybody that we knew, like you guys went to Boise State. You know, my wife and I went to Boise State. A lot of our friend group is actually from Washington, which is the funniest part, is like we all became friends in Boise randomly, but now we're back in Washington. A lot of us are back in Washington or from Washington, which is pretty cool. But tell us about growing up as twins. I need the best thing about growing up as a twin and the worst thing about growing up as a twin.
I feel like that's there's a lot of sides to that question. I will say for Hunter and I specifically, we had a really good experience growing up as twins. I feel like it goes one of two ways. And I don't know if this is more of like an evil twins thing or like the side of twins that like can't stand each other. But like Hunter and I were fortunate. We actually, since we are so similar, we had almost all the same friends. Being from a small town, we had a lot of classes together. So like we were on, every football and baseball and basketball team growing up. So like we're actually pretty close. But I remember like in driver's ed, there was these 2 twin girls and they couldn't stand each other. Like they didn't even come to driver's ed the next town over in the same car. Like they actually weren't even friends. And so there's definitely 2 sides of the twin spectrum, but we've definitely always been friends and we're very similar. And so I'd say one of the funniest parts, this isn't good or bad, but the most common question that we've always gotten, even to this day when we're 24 years old, is people always ask if we're brothers first. Like nobody leads with the "Are you twins?" I don't know if that's because like some brothers look alike, but they're not actually twins. And so everybody, I'm not even kidding, like the question will be in Target, "Hey, are you guys brothers?" It's like, are you kidding me? Like, like we're just joking here, aren't we? But people are actually serious. And then they lead with like, okay, you guys might be twins. Like you look a lot alike. We're like, yeah, we're twins and brothers. It's one big thing.
I would expect you guys just to play it off like you've never met.
Like, yeah, this is my sister.
The amount of times that we're like, oh, no, he's just my cousin. Like we just have really strong family genes.
Yeah, but our parents are related. Or yeah, my parents are related.
Something like that, Matt. He's like, I don't know about the Alabama like family poll. How does that work?
Yeah.
Yeah, you do a little ancestry.com and all of a sudden the tree starts looking a little sideways. I can't wait for Hunter to answer this question. The best and worst thing. It's like totally opposite of Duncan. He's like, actually, I
actually hate this kid.
He's like, cannot stand this guy. He's like, real reason I moved back to Washington.
Yeah. Duncan and I lived together for 24 years and that was enough. That was plenty. I mean, imagine this same thing Duncan said, because we're twins. I would say actually one of the coolest parts, which like most people that have ever known us for any amount of time can relate to this, but we'll say this same exact thing. You know, the classic is like, people want us to say the same thing at the same time, and it's like, oh my gosh, you guys are twins. But the weirdest thing is when we're not in the same room together, one of us will walk in, say something, leave, walk back, like the other one walks in and says literally the exact same thing. Or like if one of us is like at work with one of our friends, because I worked with one of our buddies, and I would like tell him something, then we have dinner that night, Duncan would say the exact same thing, like not just general concept, same thing word for word, which I mean for us, like or like, oh yeah, sorry. Now we preface like, oh, did Duncan tell you, or oh, did Hunter tell you that? But that's like one of the craziest things. I'm trying to think of like worst part of being a twin. Oh, it's just funny, more so questions that we get, but I would say probably the worst question that people ask other than are you guys brothers is, have you guys ever switched girlfriends?
That's just like a weirdo question. Like that's a red
Yeah.
flag for that person.
Yeah.
You're just like,
You're like, okay, back off. Like
yeah.
that's just weird.
Like, yeah, now you are given a red flag by me. You're welcome. So
I
Yeah,
will
so
say-
that's, I mean, that's always just a weird one because we're like, of all people, like our parents, our sister, and our girlfriends can tell us apart if nobody else. And they're like, oh, that'd be cool if you guys like switched on a date or something. I'm like, no, that's the kind of stuff you look up on Urban Dictionary.
That's a category on the P Hub.
I will say one of the worst parts about being the younger twin, so that's like a caveat that Hunter does not have. I'm the younger twin by 6 minutes, is growing up, my dad had the original Nintendo, like the NES, like from 85. And I was Luigi religiously because Hunter always got to be Mario. So being player 2 is like in my blood now because it's been 24 years of that. So
Duncan's only ever had the bottom screen.
yeah.
Oh, dude, that's so funny. I feel like all like little brothers, it's funny that you're only 6 minutes, but all little brothers can relate to like the bottom screen. I was just talking to my younger brother about, he was like, man, I always like coveted the top screen. Like when you were gone and I had friends over, I would always make sure I was top screen because I was always bottom screen.
Oh,
For
yeah.
Like,
sure.
so that's super funny. All right, I kind of prefaced it earlier, but you guys are from the west side of Washington. You guys went to Boise State. What encouraged you guys to go to Boise State together? And was there ever a time where you guys may have not gone to college together?
I mean, we've both loved Boise State since we were little. Grew up Boise State football fans. That's where both of our parents are from, and they graduated high school together there. So we just grew up watching the football team on the blue turf, went to some games when we were little. And we both applied to the same 3 colleges, and with ultimately only the one goal, wanting to go to Boise State. I mean, I wouldn't say that we were set on going to college together from the beginning. Like we were like, hey, if it happens, like cool, but we can apply to different places, which we didn't, and then we can go to a different school, which we didn't, and then hey, I mean, we could probably dorm apart if we wanted to, which we didn't. So we've literally lived together. We shared a room for 18 years at home, and then 1 year in the dorms. And so when we were 20 years old was the first time we ever did not share a room.
Attaboy. Nice. But
That's
you guys live together.
wild.
Your parents are like, man, we're paying double everything. Like this is brutal.
Because there's no
It too.
gap. It's
Yeah.
a 6 minute gap. Like there's no like yearly gap.
Yeah.
Yeah,
like,
like
our
here's your car.
parents-
6 minutes later, here's your car.
Like no joke, our parents went from not having anybody in college. So usually it's like you've gone under just long enough to where like, okay, I'm unburying, and then the second kid's going to college, like no kids in college, and then in one day 2 kids in college, and then 3 years later our sister was also at Boise State. So at one point they had 3 kids at Boise State all at one time. So Yeah, we didn't make it easy on our parents or probably a lot of other people for
I
that.
think we get one of those stones with our name in the sidewalk at Boise State.
100%. What were the other 2 colleges that you guys submitted applications to?
Believe it or not, they were both actually in Montana. So I think Hunter had been to Montana once, and I actually never had. But for some reason, we didn't really want to stick around and go to a Washington school. I think we just obviously, like Hunter said, Boise State was the #1 goal, but I think we were like, let's just go somewhere else. Like if for some reason that doesn't work, Montana's kind of like Idaho. And so we applied to Montana State in Bozeman, which was an absolutely beautiful school. Bozeman is an awesome town, and that was definitely our #2, I'd say, collectively. And then the other school was Carroll College. They were one that just kept, I'm sure you guys all got it, just kept feeding you those pamphlets, waive the fee, all of that, gave you a free tour. So, I mean, Carroll is actually a really cool campus. It was really small, and being from a town that was also very small, we wanted a little bit more of your traditional 4-year university. So going from a town of 2,000 to a college of 1,000 was not the most appealing. But yeah, ultimately blue and orange was going to be the end result. And I'm definitely glad that it ended up being that way for sure.
Nice. I love that. You got to love the GEM scholarships that Washington gives over in Idaho.
That was the only way that my parents got us through.
Yeah. I feel like that's every Washington kid. It's if Boise State gives out so many scholarships to Washington and Oregon residents, just trying to bring in kids that they just get. I mean, almost everybody that goes to Boise State out of state has in-state tuition, which is kind of backwards, but it's hilarious.
The GEM is literally a BOGO. So my parents got a BOGO deal at Boise State.
Oh, that's amazing. That's amazing. All right. Before we get to One Whack Thing, I did want to ask you guys. So you guys have your baseball podcast. It's doing really, really well. And I wanted you guys to tell each of your best baseball moments. And then I need your favorite baseball player after that.
That is a good question. Baseball moments. I will say one image that I always can't get out of my head growing up rooting for the Mariners, as we've talked about when we had you guys on. It's a rough life, no secret to anyone, the longest playoff drought in history, well, in present day. But watching King Felix throw that perfect game in 2012, I think it'll forever be ingrained in my brain, at least. Coming off the mound, he has 1 foot in the air and he's pointing to the sky. And it's just that pure moment of excellence. I mean, that was the pinnacle of his career. There's a lot of cool moments in sports history, but specifically that raw emotion that King Felix brought to Safeco that day, I think would be unmatched for me.
That's a good one. That's a really good one. Hunter, what about you?
Man, it's hard to say. Favorite baseball memory. I think the Little League days at Safeco Field, just running around the warning track. Only the select few kids got to ever run the bases or steal a base.
The rich kids over on the west side.
Yeah,
you know who you are. Us other kids just got a cup of dirt in the warning track.
Here's a blade of grass.
And the guys in the yellow jackets are standing on the edge of the outfield. Everybody just wanted one piece of grass, and nope. But I would say that was a highlight just because it was every year on Father's Day was Little League Sunday, and then they would have the reader board go across of all the little leagues that were in attendance, and it was pretty cool. Even when Duncan and I were in high school, we were volunteer umpires, and it was kind of full circle on Little League Day, but we got to go up in a suite for a whole game as volunteer umpires in that whole area. So I would say that cumulatively, that is one of the coolest baseball memories.
Love it. Before we get to your favorite questions, what are the odds that T-Mobile Park this summer is going to be fully open, halfway open, quarter open? Washington's probably going to be the last to open in for all the states. What are we thinking for Mariners games? Are we going to be able to attend games?
I'm saying that they'll probably do 25% just because of the way that this state is. And if so, I want to be one of those 25% at least twice a month.
Yeah, I think I'll add to that. We touched on it a little bit a couple weeks ago, but with the Mariners' low attendance, they're already at 30% max, anyways. So I really don't see a reason why anybody who is willing to go and, risk it for the COVID, risk it for probably a loss. I mean, I see no reason that they shouldn't let anybody who wants to go in. But I will say, they just announced in Idaho, we got the Canyon County Spuds who are kicking off Memorial Day weekend. So if you guys are back in Boise anytime this summer, the Hawks might not be an affiliate of the Rockies anymore, but the Spuds are in Caldwell. So that's going to be a party.
They had to name it the Spuds. They just had to do it.
No way
That's what's
around
up.
it.
That's
All right. Favorite players from you both?
My favorite player is Ken Griffey Jr., hands down. I remember watching him for all time, and I've had posters, I've had, pictures, everything, and just watching him all through the years. Like I remember when I was little, and then just watching him at Safeco, and then Kingdom before that. But then when he went to the Reds, I was disappointed, and then seeing him come back for his final years of his career to end in Seattle. And I think that he just has such a cool story, and it might be a cliche favorite baseball player, but I think that he really changed the game coming in literally as a kid at 18 years old, and just setting records and bringing that swag, I think, was the biggest part. So definitely Junior.
That's a good one. Duncan, what
Yeah,
about you?
I'll add to that. I think another cliche for me, but rightfully so, would be Ichiro. I mean, tell me how many baseball players are out there that don't need their last name. Like he literally just disregards Suzuki, which first and foremost is awesome. But I feel like ringing through my ears just through my childhood was just Ichiro chanted in 3 syllables. And I don't think I'll ever forget that, just from his iconic swing that everybody knows to his raw speed running down first baseline or in the outfield. And then even just to today where he's a player coach and he's really just there to develop the next generation. I think Ichiro will forever be one of my baseball heroes, and definitely someone that I looked up to as a guy who really paved his own way as the first major, Japanese player in America, and really just someone who had an outstanding career in Seattle.
Amazing. I love it. All right. Now you get to a little piece of our world here. We're going to go with one whack thing. Matt, any other questions for Duncan and Hunter before we move on to one whack thing?
I think you nailed it on the head there, Clayton.
All right. Tay?
Nope.
All right.
Let's get this popping.
All right. One whack thing. We let the guests go first here. So Hunter, your one whack thing for the week.
All right. Well, mine comes out of California. I kind of thought that it would come out of Florida, but I tried to do my best because I figure one of you guys will have a Florida one. But out of California, a guy gets reunited with his cat after 15 years.
Whoa. That thing is still alive?
What?
Still alive. The cat's still alive. He got it in 2005, and he just got reunited with it. And it was it was 40 miles away from where he lived. He moved, he lost it as a kitten, and then the animal shelter 40 miles away called him, and they found the microchip implanted, and it was registered to him. He thinks that somebody found the cat as a kitten, raised it for its whole life, and then just gave it to the shelter and never thought to look for the microchip. He said that he had just counted his losses, and he was good. But it was also funny that the article mentioned, it said that he moved and changed obviously his address, but also changed his phone number. And to me, that sounds like a bad breakup.
That's
40 miles too.
Ooh, that's a rough. Yeah, that's a long. Well, that's not really that far away. but
15
crazy.
years is a long time.
I mean,
too.
would you even
15
want the
years, I
cat
think.
at that point?
That's
Yeah,
a
that
slow
thing's
ass
gotta-
cat.
that's gotta be just a busted cat at this point. 15 years.
Yeah, like I wouldn't even be like, wrong number, sorry.
That's like a real life Homeward Bound. Like
Yeah.
cat
Well,
edition.
How long is that thing gonna survive anyways after you get
That's
it
what I'm
back?
saying. Like, wrong number, sorry.
Well, Matt,
Oh my
on,
cat.
on that point, he literally got the call from the animal shelter and said, "Oh, this is probably a scam call," and hung up, and they had to call him back.
Oh man.
I'll just send it straight to voicemail.
That's like no. Left that cat in the dust.
Yeah, that's an unknown number.
That's crazy.
Yeah, incredible. So Brandy the cat reunited with her owner after 15 years.
I love
Brandy.
it. Brandy. Love that it still has a name. All right, Duncan, what about you?
All right, so mine is here in the great state of Idaho, actually just a couple streets over. I don't know. I feel like someone on here might be familiar with this Facebook page called So I See Your State Doesn't Have Vehicle Inspections. If you haven't heard of it, you have to join it like right this second if you're listening, because the posts on here are absolutely outrageous. I have for your YouTube feed the car that I actually took a picture of and posted on here. This is a 75 Continental, and if you can see, it's lifted on about 33s with smokestacks.
Oh yes.
It's got a roof rack with KC lights on top, and then it's got double stacks out each side. And I didn't know, like I just took a picture on a walk with my dog one day, and then I found this page on Facebook, like someone had shared it to another page I was a part of. And it's literally called So I See Your State Doesn't Have Inspections. I shared it on there and it got 500 likes, and people are like, that's the coolest car ever. Or, hey, I saw one of those in my town. So I'd say that's probably the most whack thing that I've seen in person with my own eyes, because this Facebook page is like, it's like me taking a picture of that, but it's like hundreds every day. It's absolutely hilarious.
I love when states ratchet down like emissions testing and like testing like that, because it just breeds these kind of cars that come out of the woodworks. People are just
Oh my
lifting
gosh.
just these random like 1983 cars.
That was
and
an everyday out at Freeman.
Yeah,
The
the kid who
fact
couldn't
that
afford.
Somebody commented and said that they have seen a car like that means that there's more than one, and that is just shocking.
The fact that it got 500 likes and like people were like, "Oh my god, that's so cool," is exactly what's wrong with everything about that.
I want to hang out with those people.
Yeah.
That's my type of crowd.
Taylor, you got to check out the Safari All Cars Facebook page. That one is like, it's like that one car, but it's actually like people who do this for fun. So
Oh,
it's
yes.
between those two Facebook pages, you could be on there for days.
Oh,
Oh.
yeah, I needed more reasons to be on Facebook. All right, let's do it. I'm down.
Oh, that's incredible,
awesome, dude.
All right, Tay, your one whack thing.
All right. So mine comes out of where is this from? Oh, Britain. Anyways, it's Britain. So they were doing construction on a school over in Britain, and in the construction, they found a World War II Herman bomb on the construction site. So they ended up evacuating like 2,600 houses nearby the site, and then they set it off. And there's a video of them setting it off. But I thought it was crazy because, first of all, like when you work construction, if you're like digging in the ground, you're always worried about like electrical lines.
Yeah,
you
so it's a
know,
call
or-
before you dig. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. And it's like most construction sites, they don't, you're building off of the main grid of that. So, but you know where they're at, you get them marked out. And to find a active World War II bomb while you're digging would literally make me shit a brick. Like I would freak out immediately.
I'm actually very shocked that this doesn't happen more often in Europe. Like,
Yeah.
That's true. Yeah.
Yeah. that is a
Honestly.
good point.
it just seems like this would be an everyday occurrence of like, we found another one for the next like 100 years.
Dude,
I mean, the World War II lasted forever, it seems. So like having random bombs in the ground just seemed like it would be like it's a Tuesday.
The thing that caught my attention is the fact that they found it and then evacuated all the homes, and then they're like, man, this thing's pretty heavy. Let's just set it off. Why is that the move?
Yeah,
I don't understand it either.
they just don't want to move it. They don't want to like call in the bomb squad, so they're like, we'll set it off.
I'm sure that they called I'm sure the squad came in to detonate it, but yeah, I don't understand why they would. I'm sure they have a reason not to. Like if they moved it, it could have set off and somebody's getting blown the fuck up. Rather than they're like, all right, we'll just set something next to it and blow it up.
Dude, it reminds me of that whale video we watched.
Dude.
Back in
They
Oregon.
exploded
Dude.
it.
Oh
Yeah.
my gosh. That was
They
awesome.
just threw some dynamite underneath of it and just blew up this like 15-ton whale on the beach.
Wow, dude. That was amazing.
Dude, I can't believe that video exists, dude. Especially in 2021. Like you would expect that video to be just scrubbed from the internet.
It was
Just
so
like
funny.
animal cruelty and all. And then you
It
just
was
get a
dead.
whale blow.
It was like
I
it was
know.
like alive.
Dude, you don't know. Like everybody understands the bounds of like
He
Like
It
if
just
someone
sweeps
put
it
dynamite
up
underneath
really
me, I'd be
quick.
pissed.
If I was dead, that's cool.
That's true.
I'd like to get blown up. That'd be kind of dope.
Yeah,
That's
I'd love to be a
hell of way
science.
to go out.
I'd love to be a science experiment. That's awesome. All right, I'm gonna go next here, and then Matt's gonna round it out. But Taylor, I really thought you were gonna go after this, this Florida man throwing this alligator. But okay, in Florida, there was a dude that threw a live alligator after receiving his food in a Wendy's drive-through. So he threw a 3-foot, 6-inch alligator into the drive-through window and into the actual Wendy's. For one, great aim by this guy, but also he got charged with like 3 felonies because the alligator later died.
Wasn't wearing a mask. Oh,
By-
yeah, that too.
Wasn't wearing a mask.
But
Florida.
Also,
Wait,
if
no.
that was anywhere else, it wouldn't have happened. But Florida, because COVID doesn't exist there, no
It
plexiglass.
doesn't exist.
Alligators just free game.
What a
These
weapon
poor-
of choice.
these poor fast food workers, dude, they're
What
making
the
minimum ass wage. They
don't-
gotta get alligators thrown at them.
No wonder they're bitching about raising that wage, man. I'd be pissed too. I do not get paid enough to get alligators tossed at my fucking face while I'm getting you fries,
Dude, now
This
we
is
gotta
no
pay
way.
these fast food workers hazard pay because they're
Oh,
getting
man.
alligators thrown at them. Just
Dude,
insane.
there's the cone challenge, like where you grab an ice cream cone upside down,
yes.
and workers are like, "Come on, another one of these guys." And then there's people that throw freaking alligators. What the heck is up?
First
with
of all,
that?
like, why does this guy have an alligator in his car?
yeah, what did he do to get it there?
Dude, it
Oh,
was a
doesn't-
30-pound gator too. Like it's not like I don't know. It's just not a small gator
Bro,
to be
what?
tossing
30?
around.
I was picturing like a
30
little
pounds.
guy.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah,
Here,
It's
buddy,
like the
come here.
Hangover.
Get in the truck. Come on.
Yeah. Just puts it on a leash and just throws it into the at Wendy's. Like, what? Also, why at Wendy's? Like,
Get
Yeah,
that frosty,
Wendy's-
bro.
I mean, Wendy's
they're-
is pretty solid comparatively.
no, like I don't know why you're hating on Wendy's. Like, there's
Dude,
much worse
Wendy's
there's much
slaps.
worse fast food places to throw alligators in. Like, throw it in a
Yes.
Burger King for God's sake.
Whoa, whoa, whoa,
Yeah,
whoa,
bro.
whoa.
That's low class Burger King shit, bro. You can't take that
You
out.
just hit Matt where it hurts.
Yeah.
They don't use any preservatives, dude. They're flame
Never
grilled.
frozen, always flame.
Fresh, not frozen. Oh God.
Oh,
yeah,
man.
no, this is like I mean, yeah, it feels like a McDonald's move to me, not a Wendy's move. This feels
Dude,
like
that's
Wendy's
like a
is too
Taco
classy.
Del Mar. We're like,
Whoa, okay, now whoa. No Del Mar
I'd say
slander
like
here.
I'd say like Taco Time.
Yeah, Taco
Yeah.
Oh!
Yeah.
Taco Time, not Northwest.
Oh,
yeah.
true.
Not
true.
Northwest.
Yeah, normal
Take
Taco
that.
Time.
Hey, I have to say though, I would have thrown an alligator in Taco Del Mar when they're the only place open after a Boise State football game, and they don't let you walk through the drive-through.
Dude, talk about like my freshman like 30. Oh my God. Like that Taco Del Mar being down the street was a problem. Like 69-cent tacos, sign
Oh,
me
yeah.
up.
But everybody knows that you can't drive after a football game, so why don't they let you walk through between like 11 p.m. and 2 a.m.?
That's facts. Yeah, that's true.
That's why they
Uh,
made UTVs.
Yeah.
What's
All
up?
right, Matt, your one whack thing.
Yeah, so mine comes from New Haven, Connecticut. So these two women actually worked together for 9 years. they had like some some similarities and everything like that. Well, turns out they were actually biological sisters.
Oh, well,
So yeah,
ancestry.com.
yeah. So
Daddy's
yeah,
got some
they met
explaining
at
to
this
do.
restaurant and they started working together. And then they obviously noticed that they had like some similarities and stuff like that. And then 9 years later, they realized they are related. They went and took a DNA test like 2-3 weeks later. Once they found out that they were actually related, they have 7 other siblings.
Who? What? Who's getting
Plot
around?
twist.
This dude
and they
has
all
some
work there.
explaining to do. Holy smokes.
That's
Cashing
when
in
you
that
break out
government
the
check, baby.
"Are you sisters?" question.
What an awkward question to bring up to somebody that you're working with. Like, hey, we're very similar. We should just get a DNA test.
Well, they so
Like-
well no, so they both were like adopted, and they both had like other similarities, like their backgrounds. So like they were from like the Dominican Republic or something like that, and so they're like,
Damn
maybe
Dominican.
we're related, dude, right?
Dude.
That's what
Yeah, I
I
was
said.
gonna ask, how close do you have to be to your coworker to be like DNA test?
Turns out I'm 100%.
That is wild, though. You would feel so bad working with
I-
them for 9 years and not understanding that they're your blood sister. Like that'd be brutal.
If I was related to any of my coworkers, I'd probably kill myself.
Oh my god.
Oh my
That's a bitch slap of truth right there.
Maybe well, there's probably like one. Yeah, there's probably 1 or 2 that I'd be okay with.
To be
Other
fair,
than that,
one or okay, like that's
I can't even.
now those 1 or 2 have to like, I don't know.
yeah, figure it
claim
out,
them-
people.
Yeah, like claim themselves. Like, oh, I hope I'm one of the 2.
I'm gonna kill myself. Oh,
Everybody's just giving Matt eyes when he
dude.
Matt-
That Zoom
I
meeting
can't
gonna
wait
be
for this
so
next Zoom
awkward.
call tomorrow. Super pumped.
I heard your podcast, Matt. And, I think I'm one of the 2. He was like, nope,
False.
nope. Plot
Wrong.
twist. There's 0. You guys just have to figure
Plot
that out.
twist. You all suck. I quit.
Oh man. All right, guys. That is it for One Whack Thing. Any other topics? I know that we had UFC. I think we might do that on the after show though. Going over the card for Saturday. But Duncan, Hunter, thank you guys so much. Tell us where and everybody else can find you guys in your podcast.
Yeah, for sure. Our podcast, again, it's called Climb the Ladder. We talk baseball. We talk life. We share our twin stories. So if you want a little bit more insight into what it's like growing up together as a twin, go on to CTL Washed Up. We're on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter. You can also head over to Spotify or Apple Podcasts, anywhere that you listen to your podcast, and type in Climb the Ladder. Hunter, anything you want to add?
Yeah, definitely go check out our socials, but also make sure that you check out episode 36 featuring the Way Out Here boys. That was a blast. That was the first of its kind on Climb the Ladder, and there's nothing else like it. There's nothing else like these guys. You're in for a treat every week. So yeah, go check it out. Subscribe, give us a rating. But yeah, thanks guys for having us on.
Yeah.
Thanks,
it's
boys.
awesome.
We appreciate you coming.